Welcome back to our channel US Coin 69, the place where we uncover hidden treasures in your coin collection. Have you ever wondered if that old coins could be worth thousands or even millions? Well, today's your lucky day. We're diving into some of the rarest and most valuable US coins that might be sitting right under your nose. Let's jump in and see if you've got a fortune waiting to be discovered. Top 1. The Kennedy half dollar, a coin that's become a staple of US currency, has a fascinating history. Introduced in 1964, this coin was created as a tribute to the late President John F. Kennedy after his tragic assassination in 1963. The coin quickly became a symbol of remembrance, and over the years, it has remained a favorite among coin collectors and enthusiasts. But there's one specific edition of the Kennedy half dollar that has captured the attention of many collectors: the 1776 to 1976 bicentennial Kennedy half dollar. Produced to mark the 200th anniversary of the United States, this coin is more than just a piece of history. It's also one of the most sought-after coins in modern American numismatics. When the U.S. Mint began planning for the bicentennial celebration of the United States in 1976, they decided to create a special design for the nation's coinage. The idea was to commemorate the country's 200th birthday with new reverse designs for the quarter, half dollar, and dollar coins. The Kennedy half dollar, which had only been in circulation for about 12 years, was chosen for a redesign, and this version became known as the bicentennial Kennedy half dollar. The most notable feature of this coin is the new reverse design, which features a bold depiction of the Liberty Bell superimposed over the moon. The inclusion of the Liberty Bell represents the nation's independence, while the moon represents the country's space exploration achievements, such as the Apollo 11 moon landing in 1969. The obverse, or front, of the coin still features the iconic portrait of John F. Kennedy, with his image facing left, which was originally designed by artist Frank Gasparo. The 1776 to 1976 Kennedy half dollar was minted in large quantities to meet the demands of the bicentennial celebrations. However, because these coins were issued in 1976, a significant year for the country, they were produced not only as currency but also as commemorative pieces. The U.S. Mint's decision to create this special edition sparked a surge in interest among collectors, making the 1776 to 1976 Kennedy half dollar one of the most highly sought-after coins of the 20th century. Despite the large mintage, there are still rare versions of the 1776 to 1976 Kennedy half dollar that have the potential to be worth significantly more than their face value. Like all coins, the condition of the coin is a critical factor in determining its worth. Coins that were produced and then stored in pristine condition, particularly those that have never been circulated, are much more valuable than those that have been used in everyday transactions. The best examples of these coins are those that are graded in mint state, meaning they are free from any wear and retain their original luster. Coins in this condition can fetch high prices among collectors who are looking to add a top-quality specimen to their collection. However, there's more to the value of the 1776 to 1976 Kennedy half dollar than just its condition. The mint mark and type of the coin also play an important role in determining its value. The mint mark is located on the reverse side of the coin, and it indicates where the coin was struck. Most of the 1776 to 1976 Kennedy half dollars were minted at the Philadelphia Mint, and they bear no mint mark. However, there are also coins that were minted at the Denver Mint and the San Francisco Mint, and these coins are typically more valuable. The San Francisco minted coins, in particular, are rarer and more highly sought after by collectors. Another aspect that makes the 1776 to 1976 Kennedy half dollar especially interesting is the possibility of minting errors. As with other coins, errors during the minting process can result in mistakes that increase the coin's value. These errors can range from double strikes, die cracks, off-center impressions, and more. If you happen to find a 1776 to 1976 Kennedy half dollar with a minting error, the value could increase dramatically. These coins are rare and unique, and collectors often pay a premium for them. Now, let's talk about the big question. How much is a 1776 to 1976 Kennedy half dollar actually worth? While many of these coins are still fairly common and can be found in circulation or in the hands of collectors for a relatively low price, there are certain examples that can command a much higher price. A coin in perfect, uncirculated condition with a rare mint mark or a significant error could easily be worth hundreds or even thousands of dollars. However, The most valuable 1776 to 1976 Kennedy half dollars are those that are in mint state and possess unique features. If you happen to find a rare, high-quality version of the 1776 to 1976 Kennedy half dollar, you might be in for a surprise. The most valuable examples of this coin have been known to sell for as much as $85,000. Yes, you read that correctly, $85,000. That's the potential value of a rare, uncirculated 1776 to 1976 Kennedy half dollar. So, the next time you come across one of these coins in your collection or in a coin shop, take a closer look. Whether it's the condition, mint mark, or a possible minting error, the 1776 to 1976 Kennedy half dollar could be worth far more than you ever imagined. So, before you overlook it, remember, what seems like just another coin from the past might actually be a hidden treasure. Top 2. Have you ever thought about how a single coin could change your life? Well, the Kennedy half dollar from 1972 might just be one of those coins. When you think about coins, most people don't associate them with large sums of money. After all, pennies and nickels are often dismissed as worthless in today's fast-paced economy. However, the Kennedy half dollar, especially the 1972 edition, tells a different story. This coin, which has been in circulation for decades, holds much more than just its face value. The Kennedy half dollar was introduced in 1964 following the tragic assassination of President John F. Kennedy. The U.S. Mint created this coin as a tribute to the late president, and it quickly became one of the most iconic coins in American history. The original design, featuring a portrait of Kennedy on the obverse and the presidential seal on the reverse, was changed in 1976 to mark the United States bicentennial. However, the 1972 edition maintained the classic design that many collectors hold dear. Now, you might be wondering, what makes the 1972 Kennedy half dollar so special? After all, it was produced in the millions, which would seem to make it fairly common. In fact, this coin was minted in such large numbers that it's easy to assume it doesn't have a particularly high value. However, as with many coins, the value of the 1972 Kennedy half dollar is not simply determined by how many were made. Instead, it's about rarity, condition, and any unique characteristics that might set a specific coin apart from the rest. One of the most important factors when it comes to determining the value of a coin like the 1972 Kennedy half dollar is its condition. Coins that were used in circulation for years can get worn down and lose their original luster, making them far less valuable than those that were preserved in excellent condition. Uncirculated coins, meaning they were never used in transactions and remain in pristine shape, are far rarer and more desirable to collectors. If you happen to come across a 1972 Kennedy half dollar in mint condition, you could be holding on to a small fortune. Another factor to consider is the presence of mint marks. Mint marks are small letters found on coins, usually on the obverse side near the date. They indicate where the coin was struck. Most 1972 Kennedy half dollars were minted at the Philadelphia Mint, which means they don't have a mint mark. However, there were also coins minted in Denver, marked with a D, and a smaller number were struck at the San Francisco Mint, marked with an S. Coins with the S mint mark are typically rarer and can command higher prices, especially in uncirculated condition. But there's one more thing that can make the 1972 Kennedy half dollar especially valuable: error coins. Coin errors are a collector's dream, and they can drastically increase the value of a coin. Errors can occur during the minting process, resulting in coins that have misaligned strikes, double strikes, or even unusual die breaks. If you come across a 1972 Kennedy half dollar with one of these errors, you could be looking at a coin worth much more than you'd expect. So, how much could a 1972 Kennedy half dollar be worth? Most of the coins from this year are not worth much more than their face value, 50 cents, especially if they're worn from circulation. However, if you find a 1972 coin that is in perfect condition or has an error, the value can increase significantly. The rarest and most sought-after 1972 Kennedy half dollars, especially those with mint marks or unique features, can sell for thousands of dollars. But here's the exciting part. If you happen to find a truly rare, error-free, or exceptionally well-preserved 1972 Kennedy half dollar, you could be looking at a coin worth as much as $95,000. Yes, you heard that correctly. $95,000. A 1972 Kennedy half dollar in top-tier condition, with the right mint mark or a rare error, can reach an impressive value at auction or amongst serious collectors. So, before you dismiss that coin you find in your change or your collection, Take a moment to inspect it closely. What might seem like just another coin from the 1970s could be a valuable piece of history, waiting for you to discover its true worth. Top 3. When you think about valuable coins, the Kennedy half-dollar might not immediately come to mind. However, there's a particular year of this coin that has caught the attention of collectors, the 1981 Kennedy half-dollar. Although the Kennedy half-dollar has been a part of U.S. currency for decades, the 1981 version is one that stands out for its rarity and potential value. While most people think of the coin as just a piece of everyday currency, a closer look at certain specimens can reveal an unexpected treasure worth a lot more than its face value. The Kennedy half-dollar was introduced in 1964, just months after President John F. Kennedy was tragically assassinated. The U.S. Mint quickly decided to replace the Franklin half-dollar with a coin that honored the late president. The Kennedy half-dollar features Kennedy's profile on the obverse and the presidential seal on the reverse, becoming one of the most iconic coins in modern U.S. history. However, by the time we reached the 1980s, the Kennedy half-dollar had become a coin that was no longer frequently used in daily transactions, which meant many of these coins were often hoarded or kept in mint condition. The 1981 Kennedy half-dollar, like many other coins of the time, wasn't produced in the same quantities as the earlier years. This factor plays a big role in its rarity. While the coin wasn't necessarily rare when it was minted, the number of coins that were preserved in perfect condition or untouched by circulation is incredibly limited. Coins that were kept in pristine, uncirculated condition are what really excite collectors. A 1981 Kennedy half-dollar that has never been used in circulation retains its original shine and sharp details, making it a much more valuable collector's item than one that has been worn and damaged over the years. But what makes the 1981 version of the Kennedy half-dollar particularly interesting? Aside from the condition of the coin, there's another factor that contributes to its worth: the mint mark. The mint mark indicates where the coin was struck, and this is an important feature when it comes to determining the rarity and value of a coin. The 1981 Kennedy half-dollar was minted at multiple locations, including Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco. Coins struck at the San Francisco Mint typically have a lower mintage and are often more highly sought after by collectors. The condition of the coin and the mint mark are critical in assessing the value of the 1981 Kennedy half-dollar. But there's another aspect that can make a coin especially valuable: errors. Minting errors are a big deal in the world of coin collecting. They occur when something goes wrong during the minting process, whether it's a double strike, a misaligned die, or a planchet error. These mistakes can make a coin much more valuable than its regular counterpart. If you find a 1981 Kennedy half-dollar with a minting error, it could be worth far more than you expect. These types of coins are rare and in high demand among collectors, driving up their prices. Now, let's talk about how much a 1981 Kennedy half-dollar could actually be worth. While many of these coins may still be found in circulation or in people's collections, most of them will only fetch a modest price, maybe just a few dollars. However, when you find one that's in perfect, uncirculated condition or features a rare mint mark or error, the value can skyrocket. Collectors are always on the lookout for these kinds of specimens, and as a result, the value of rare 1981 Kennedy half-dollars can increase dramatically. So, what's the ultimate value of this coin? If you happen to come across a rare, pristine, and error-free 1981 Kennedy half-dollar, you could be sitting on something truly valuable. Some of the most sought-after examples of the 1981 Kennedy half-dollar have sold for as much as $77,000. Yes, you heard that right, $77,000. That's the potential value of a 1981 Kennedy half-dollar that has been carefully preserved and is in mint condition. So, the next time you find a Kennedy half-dollar from 1981 in your collection or in a jar of change, don't just dismiss it. Take a moment to inspect it carefully. You might be holding a rare coin that could be worth far more than you ever imagined. Coin collecting isn't just a hobby, it's an opportunity to discover hidden treasures from the past, and a 1981 Kennedy half-dollar could very well be one of those treasures. Top 4. That's right, the 1992 Kennedy half-dollar is one such coin that has caught the attention of collectors and investors alike. This seemingly ordinary coin, which many people have likely passed over in their change jars, holds hidden value that could surprise you. Let's dive into the fascinating world of the 1992 Kennedy half-dollar and discover why it might be worth far more than you think. The Kennedy half-dollar has been a staple of U.S. currency since it was introduced in 1964. following the tragic assassination of President John F. Kennedy. The coin was created to honor his legacy, and it features the profile of President Kennedy on the obverse and the presidential seal on the reverse. Over the years, the Kennedy half-dollar has become a favorite among collectors, and its production has varied in both design and rarity. By the time we get to 1992, the coin had already seen several changes and was far less common in everyday circulation, making it a more interesting piece for collectors. The 1992 edition of the Kennedy half-dollar is particularly interesting for a couple of reasons. First, it was part of a series of coins that were produced during a time when the U.S. Mint was experiencing changes in its operations. The minting of half-dollars had significantly declined by the early 1990s, and as a result, many of the coins produced in this period were not heavily circulated. This means that coins like the 1992 Kennedy half-dollar have a better chance of being found in pristine, uncirculated condition. Coins that are kept in perfect shape are much more desirable to collectors, and they can fetch much higher prices than those that have been worn and damaged by years of use. Another factor that contributes to the value of the 1992 Kennedy half-dollar is the coin's mint mark. The mint mark indicates where the coin was produced, and this plays an important role in determining its rarity and value. Most of the 1992 Kennedy half-dollars were struck at the Philadelphia Mint, meaning they don't have a mint mark. However, there were also coins struck at the Denver Mint, which are marked with a D. These coins are generally more sought after, especially by collectors who are trying to complete a set of Kennedy half-dollars with various mint marks. The presence of a mint mark can add value, but it's not the only factor that influences a coin's worth. As with all coins, the condition of the 1992 Kennedy half-dollar is key to determining its value. If the coin has been kept in a condition that is almost as good as when it was first minted, it can be worth far more than a typical half-dollar. Coins that are graded as mint state, which means they have no wear and still retain their original luster, are the most valuable. A coin in mint state will have sharp details, crisp features, and little to no signs of handling. For collectors, finding a 1992 Kennedy half-dollar in mint state is a real prize, and such coins can be worth significantly more than their face value. However, there's one more important factor to consider that can dramatically increase the value of the 1992 Kennedy half-dollar: errors. Minting errors are common in the world of coin collecting, and they can make an otherwise ordinary coin incredibly valuable. A minting error occurs when something goes wrong during the production process, resulting in a coin that has a flaw or irregularity. These errors could be anything from a double strike to a misaligned die, and when they happen, they create a unique and rare coin. If you happen to find a 1992 Kennedy half-dollar with a noticeable error, it could be worth far more than you ever imagined. So, how much is a 1992 Kennedy half-dollar worth? For most people, it might not seem like more than a regular 50-cent coin. However, if you have one in exceptional condition, with a mint mark or a unique error, it could be worth thousands of dollars. The market for rare coins, particularly those from the Kennedy half-dollar series, has been growing over the years as collectors and investors continue to seek out coins that hold both historical significance and potential financial gain. If you're lucky enough to have a 1992 Kennedy half-dollar in top condition, it could be worth a small fortune. In fact, the highest value examples of this coin have sold for as much as $58,000. Yes, you heard that right, $58,000. That's the potential value of a rare, high-quality 1992 Kennedy half-dollar. So, the next time you come across a Kennedy half-dollar from 1992, take a moment to examine it carefully. It could be the hidden gem you've been looking for, waiting for the right collector to discover its true worth. Whether it's the pristine condition, the mint mark, or the possibility of a rare minting error, the 1992 Kennedy half-dollar might just be a coin that's worth far more than its face value. Coin collecting isn't just a hobby. It's an opportunity to uncover valuable pieces of history, and this coin might just be your ticket to something truly extraordinary. Top 5. We're going to explore what makes this coin so special and why it could be worth far more than just 50 cents. The Kennedy half-dollar has been a prominent part of American currency since its introduction in 1964. The U.S. Mint decided to create the coin as a tribute to the late President John F. Kennedy, who was tragically assassinated in 1963. The design, which features Kennedy's profile on the obverse, quickly became iconic. Over the years, the design has remained relatively unchanged, and the coin continues to be minted, though it's not as commonly used in circulation today. The Kennedy half dollar holds sentimental value for many Americans, and it also draws interest from collectors who are looking to build complete collections or find rare and valuable specimens. That be why the time we get to the year 2000, the Kennedy half dollar had been in circulation for over 3 decades. However, in the late 1990s and early 2000s, half dollars were not as commonly used as they had been in earlier years. Most people didn't regularly see them in their change, and they became somewhat of a collector's item. That's where the intrigue for the 2000 Kennedy half dollar begins. While the coin was produced in large quantities, many of these coins were stored and preserved in pristine condition, and this is where things get interesting for collectors. The first thing to understand is that the 2000 Kennedy half dollar was struck at different mints across the United States. Coins struck in Philadelphia typically do not have a mint mark, while those produced in Denver are marked with a D, and coins minted in San Francisco carry an S. While there was a relatively high mintage for the 2000 Kennedy half dollar, the number of coins in uncirculated condition or with specific mint marks is much rarer. Collectors always seek out coins that are in the best condition, and uncirculated 2000 Kennedy half dollars are more likely to be worth more than those that were used in everyday transactions. Another critical factor in determining the value of the 2000 Kennedy half dollar is the presence of minting errors. Errors happen when something goes wrong during the production process, and they often result in coins that are unique and highly desirable to collectors. Whether it's a double strike, misalignment, or an off-center strike, errors can make a coin much more valuable than its standard counterpart. Minting errors are rarities, and they are highly prized by serious coin collectors. So, if you come across a 2000 Kennedy half dollar with an error, it's well worth getting it examined because it could be worth far more than you ever expected. Condition is another major factor when determining a coin's value. If the coin has been well preserved, with no signs of wear or damage, it will hold significantly more value than one that has been in circulation for years. Coins that are graded as mint state by professional coin graders are the most valuable. These coins retain their original shine and sharp details, making them especially desirable for collectors. A 2000 Kennedy half dollar that's been carefully preserved could fetch a much higher price than one that has seen significant use. And where.so, what exactly makes a 2000 Kennedy half dollar worth a significant amount of money? While the coin may have been produced in large quantities, the key to its value lies in its condition, rarity, mint mark, and the possibility of minting errors. A well-preserved, error-free, or highly unique coin could end up being worth much more than its original 50-cent face value. The market for rare coins has been growing steadily, and collectors are willing to pay a premium for high-quality examples of these coins, especially those from a year like 2000, which is relatively recent in the grand scheme of numismatics. If you happen to find a 2000 Kennedy half dollar that is in pristine condition, has a rare mint mark, or features an error, you could be looking at a coin worth far more than its face value. In fact, the highest value that a 2000 Kennedy half dollar has been known to reach is an astonishing $40,000. Yes, you heard that right, $40,000. That's the potential value of a rare and well-preserved 2000 Kennedy half dollar. So, next time you come across one of these coins, whether it's tucked away in a drawer, in your pocket change, or in a coin collection, don't be so quick to dismiss it. Take a closer look. You could very well be holding a coin that's worth far more than you ever imagined. Coin collecting is an exciting journey, and the 2000 Kennedy half dollar could be one of the hidden treasures waiting to be discovered.